Hello everyone! Today I'll introduce an interesting iPad app. The app has a cute name and it's called PUTTY 3D, where you can model 3D figures like clay just by touching the screen. It's a free app, so download it and have fun when you have time. It can be a great app just to kill your time as well. In today's video, I'll introduce how to use PUTTY 3D, and I'll also show you how to model a Japanese folklore creature called Tengu as well, so please enjoy! Alright, let's get started. Open the app and there's a plus button at the upper right, so click there to start. This time I'll start with this circular shape called Q. To rapidly explain, there are two bars on both sides. On the right, there's a bar where you can inflate and deflate. And on the left, there's an option where you can change the size of your brush. Like this, just by holding it with my Apple Pencil, the circular shapes are added. And the third category from the top of the toolbar is for deflating. When you touch it, it deflates like this. If you slide the bar at the top on the left, you can change the size of your brush. The bar at the bottom is the writing pressure. The more you slide the bar up, the stronger or the bigger it deflates, and the more you slide the bar down, the weaker or the smaller it deflates. You can deflate or add figures to create a shape, but it's actually way harder than how it looks. You can also perforate like this. And when you rotate, use your hands. You can choose options to deflate or to turn when you use your Apple Pencil. And when you click on the fourth category on the toolbar, something that looks kind of like cylinders will show up. And I'm trying to create something that looks like octopus feet, but it's pretty hard. You know, I feel like the more you work on this stuff, the more disgusted you kind of feel. But it's still somehow addicting at the same time. Next, the fifth category is the finger tool, or a tool that helps break in. When you trace it like this, it blends in, or how shall I say this? It helps get rid of the unevenness and makes it flat like this, and this is the finger tool. Next, in the sixth category, we have a cutting tool for the surface. Just like this, it cuts off the part sticking out to flatten. It's very similar to the finger tool. But while the finger tool is used for cutting some parts gently, this cutting tool is used for scraping them off three-dimensional. Next, I'm actually not sure about this one, but I think it's the perspective grid tool. It's a very strange tool where if you put it too far, it disappears, and it shows up when you move it closer by sliding your pen. There are some other tools below. For instance, this is a tool that shows you a donut-like shape. I think you could draw something like a flower vase with this, and what else? Something like a frisbee? I can only think of these stuff, but maybe if you do sculpture or something, you may have better ideas than mine. I've lived my life in the world of graphic, so I'm pretty weak when it comes to 3D, but it's still fun for me to use. Alright, next I'll talk about three icons placed at the top of the bar. From left, there are light, camera in the middle, and the one at the right is a category where you can choose material and texture. You'll get these once you start using them, but light is about deciding a place or an angle to put lights from, and the degree of lighting. Camera is about where you want to capture a photo from. And the last one is impressive, where you can set material or texture to be silver, gold, bronze, rainbows, etc. You can play around with these options and you'll find something unique and fun, so just give it a try when you can. Lastly, I'm going to add some spikes to this donut-like shape. I couldn't explain in today's video, but there's also an export option at the upper right where you can choose JPEG and PNG, if I remember correctly. There's also a 3D printer option, so if you have a 3D printer by any chance, you could also print this in a 3-dimensional. I don't have one, but I definitely want you to try if you happen to have one. And this is a freebie, but my friend created this 3D model of Tengu. I went to arts high school, but one of my friends back then is really good at sculpture, and when I handed her my iPad with this app open the other day, she created this instantly while on the train. I recorded my screen and that's what's playing in the background right now. This is the final drawing, and at last I'm going to export it in JPEG and import it into Procreate to add some colors. And now we have a Tengu with a fierce look. By the way, you don't really have to be specific about what to make, and just playing around with this app is fine enough. So I think even for kids, you could just let them be creative with this app and also use it as a tool to kill some free time as well. Alright, that's all for today. Today I introduced this app called PUTTY 3D. I will introduce some other interesting apps in the upcoming videos, so please subscribe. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.